Hi everyone, hope everyone's having a great day. Alright, now we're going to talk about regular expressions, constructing formulas based on what we've learned. Now if you've gone through the basics of it, we're including understanding meta characters, character classes, anchors, then you'll have a pretty good idea of what we need to do in order to take a look at the pattern that we want to search for and construct an argument that will pick up that pattern. So we're going to just, for the basics, for this particular example, we're going to just stick to regex match. Because once you can do regex match, then the other part is going to be a little bit easier to deal with. You can quickly extract and replace it with whatever it is that you want. So let's just stick with the regex match for this one. And then we'll go over this. So what we have here is we have a bunch of phone numbers. Now, if you're in the United States and also here in Jamaica where I am, these are the numbers where you have the area code, the exchange, and the last four digits. If you are in, if you're calling somebody in the UK, it's usually +44, and then they have their set of numbers. And then, of course, this I believe is Spain. And it also has a slightly different variation. So you need to be able to pick up those patterns and understand, what to expect when you're dealing with country code, exchange, area code, country code, area code, exchange, and then the last four digits, or the last three digits in some cases. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're just going to play around with this a little bit. Alright, first things first. I want to just do a quick notation here, and it doesn't matter, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Now, in order for me to put anything like +44, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, what I forgot to mention in the previous lessons is that the plus in Google Sheets is the same as equals. So if you're going to put in, if you're going to get anything where it's going to be +44, +2, 5, 6, or whatever it is, you need to put in a little something before it, like a single quotation mark will take care of that. But unfortunately, it's just the nature of Google Sheets. It takes a plus as an equal. Of course, not many people realize that because we're so used to using equals. But plus is the same as equals in Google Sheets, so just be careful whenever you're working with the actual literal plus versus wanting to actually add a function to a cell. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the formulas here. So again, we have a three-number exchange, a three-digit area code, then we have a three-digit exchange, and then a four-digit last four digits, which is the typical format for the phone numbers in, I believe, also Canada, US, and some places in the Caribbean. And I'm not sure about Mexico, but some places in the Caribbean. I doubt same thing as Mexico. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we want to take a look and say that we have, it begins with those three numbers. So from the minute I say the word beginning, what's the first thing you're going to think of? Hold on, let me go to regex match. Okay, so when I'm talking about the beginning in this case, I'm going to talk about the caret. And the caret should not be there, the caret should be over here. So we're going to talk about putting in that caret. Right? Now, as far as the digits are concerned, since we're dealing with strictly numbers, we're going to need the /d, right? So in this case, we're going to go with, and in some cases we may have parentheses or anything of that nature. So let's go ahead and kind of put that in our minds. So if we have something where we have a parentheses situation, actually let me go ahead and put in the backslash and just do like a parentheses. Because remember, in Google Sheets, the square brackets, the curly brackets, and the parentheses have special meaning. So you need to put in that literal backslash to let Google Sheets know, I just want the parentheses, the literal parentheses. And now I think we should put in a 1 or more. I'm sorry, 0, 1. which is what that question mark is. Because it could have, for some strange reason, it could have a double parentheses, it could have a bunch of different things, but the parentheses, again, is here because it could also be optional. Some people may have it, some people don't, so we want to make sure that it's either optional or if it's there, we have one instance of it. Alright, so then we have that, then we have, don't need anything else, so we need just the /D for the digits, and we're pretty confident that there are no area codes in the US that begin with 0. So we're going to stick with just triple digits. We're just going to go straight 3 digits. So it's not that, it's curly brackets because it's a quantifier. So we're going to go 3 digits. Right? So that's the first section. And now we're going to go, again, literal. We're going to close out and see if that's optional. So here's what we got so far. We have the beginning. We're going to have an optional parentheses, literal parentheses. We're going to have 3 digits, exactly 3 digits. We're going to close the parentheses using a literal. And of course the parentheses is going to be optional. Right? Now what's going to happen after that? In this case I have a dash. But in some cases some people have either a space or some people have dots. I've seen it. I've used it actually. So in this case, we're going to open up a square bracket, and we're going to put in those. We're going to put in the dot. We're going to put in the space, and we're also going to put in the dash. So that is the set of characters that we're going to be looking for after the first 3 numbers. And even that's going to be 0 or 1 case, or 0 or 1 instance of that. So now we're going to go with /D for the digits, and we're going to go through another 3 digits. So we're going to put in a quantifier of 3. Okay. So basically, what if you take a look at this, you'll see the pattern. We're kind of repeating this, so it's a bit of a repetition. So we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to actually go in and do an exclamation point. Actually, I'm not going to do that. Sorry, not an exclamation point. I'm just going to grab this of 3 digits, and we're going to put this at the end right here, so I don't have to sit there and do that all over again. And we're also going to get in this exclamation and the digit, question mark, excuse me. And this time we're going to be 4. And remember, it's going to be at the end of this. Okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and recap this yet again. So at the beginning, we have a literal open parentheses. You can have it or not have it. This makes it optional. Then we're going to take a look at the digits. So it's going to be 3 digits. So it's going to be /D for digits. Or you can use the digit notation to carry to class specifically, but this I find a lot quicker. And then we're going to go exactly 3. And then we're going to / for literal, close parentheses. And again, that's optional. And after that, we're going to take a look at to see if we have anything that notes like a dot. You can even put underscore in here, if anything. Dot, underscore, /S means white space, so there's nothing in there, it's just a blank. Or a dash like I have in here. So we're going to close that up. So that's going to be our set of characters that we're going to be searching for. Again, optional. And now we're going to also look for another 3 digits. This is the exchange. And we're going to, if the exchange is followed by anything including that, let's go with an underscore, including another set of characters, that's also optional. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at, the last set of digits of 4 digits. at the end. And that's where that $ means the end. So again, we need to encase this. And it's not exactly the full thing, but let's go ahead and take a look and put this here. Okay, so we have a true. That's good. Kind of validates everything, so let's go ahead and close that up. And we have a true. So let's go ahead and see if we have true, true, and false. All right, so I'll get to the reason, but let me go ahead and change this. Let me see. If I were to go ahead and make sure that was an underscore and that was an underscore, it would still be true. And if I were to actually go in and say it's dot notation, it would still be true. Oops. Well, 6, 7, 8, 9, it's not very hard. And then we're going to go dot notation, right? Now, of course, when it comes to that one, to this format, this one's going to be false. So that's why we're going to actually do something quick with the other one. So again, let's go ahead and do the first part. So it's going to be regular expression. RegEx match. Going to go equal, so I'm just going to go do live it. Okay, RegEx match. Okay, and in this case, we're going to go, again, beginning. And since the plus does mean something, we're going to go backslash plus. Okay, now we're going to go backslash D for the digits. And in this case, I've never seen a country code that is more than 5 for 300, so I'm actually going to put 1 to 300 in these curly brackets. So that's going to be our country code. And we usually have, as we see here, we have a space. All right, so then we're going to go with /D. And I'm going to put in a range here. Oops, /D. I'm going to put in a range here of 1 to 4 digits. Because as you can see, there are times when it's going to be like a couple of digits here and there. So we're going to go through that. And now we're going to go /S for white space, /D, excuse me. And then we're going to go, in the last part, we're going to go 6 digits. So it's going to be 1 to 6 as your quantifier. And again, that's at the end. So it's actually a little bit easier than the other one. So we have here, we're going to look for the plus sign, and then we're going to look at 1 to 300 for the country code, and then it's usually a 1 to 4 digit exchange, and then in this case the end is 1 to 6 digits. All right, so let's go ahead and test that out. And let's take a look at this. This one's definitely going to be a false, as you can see. So let's go ahead and test it out again. Okay, good. So we have here again, we're testing out the plus. We're testing out the exchange code between 1 and 300. Again, I've never seen a country code more than 300. That could change. So of course, if that changes, you can change along with it. And we're going to look for the first set of 4 numbers, the first 1 to 4 numbers, the third set, third set of numbers of between 1 and 6 numbers. And some countries may have a 4th set of numbers, so we can actually put that in there and keep that as optional. But these are just a couple of more advanced phone validation formulas. I'll put these formulas in the description so you can play around with them. But you can definitely do a lot more advanced testing to make sure, and you can encase those in if statements that say, if it is a true, then it's a valid number. If it is false, then it's not a valid. You can actually play around with the error matching. Well, that's it for this video. We'll go ahead and do a couple more of these so you can get an idea and practice, practice, practice.